It's a Chillmonger special where I open up the side page and we read an article. It comes out of Variety. Disney's board foe, Nelson Peltz, questions woke Marvel films. Let's stop and pause, because they're using the word woke in quotations while they are mocking the way Nelson Peltz used it, and the people of Nelson Peltz's ilk, who've sort of molded this word into the catch-all terms for everything that they hate, woke. If you're using it, you're honoring it. It's the side of the hateful whites versus the pretending not to be hateful but have done nothing to move things forward whites. Co-opting a word rather than honoring and recognizing the original intention of the word, and it's like a tag team combo of just racism. Shout out to racism. Shout out to white people. Todd Spangler wrote this. So, woke films. Why do I have to have a Marvel movie that's all women? Why do I need an all-black cast? I'll tell you why you should need those things. To challenge and disrupt status quos and not further push white supremacy. That's for the black cast, all women cast. I can see the point. It's an all Marvel. Marvel leans towards boys. Disney, you guys have a lot of women properties that you can do. But if Marvel leans boy, why we need to have one being all women's cast? Yeah, suppose 1 out of 33 films doesn't hurt to have an all women's cast. So he's over pushing with that statement. But if that's the catch, if that's the the draw for the movie, like, guys, the movie needs to be a movie before we get into the all women's cast, you know. But at the same time, there were like 30 movies in, so I can see why you would do an all women's cast. And when he says all women's cast, don't hit me with, well, Nick Fury was in the movie, huh? What about him? All right, guys, and your overvaluing of supporting characters. We'll never get places. We'll never move forward if we act like that. If we act like background characters and extras are more important than the leads. Lead character, the movie's a white movie. I don't care how many women are in a movie and how many, what's the word? How diverse the movie is. If the cast is led by a white woman, that was a white movie. Stop it. Supporting casts don't do shit. What Black Panther did when he was the lead of the film is what I'm talking about. Let's see, Avengers Endgame, which had him in it, that was a white movie. And it's okay that was a white movie. Just give me the black movie. Give me the melanated movie. No matter how cool Falcon appears in Falcon's movie in Captain America's movie, it was the supporting character. I'm not looking for representation in the back. Going, oh, okay, all right, good. 10% of the screen time went, okay, we were almost in the dark ages. No, that's not an answer at all. Stop that. Okay, Nelson, the activist investor agitating to win Disney board seats. Let's just recognize that Variety, Todd Spangler, these guys are in the good graces of Bob Iger, studio heads. Everyone has these leanings. So this is a piece for Bob Iger, and he'll probably get like free golf for all year. Criticized the company's woke strategy, specifically questioning Marvel's Black Panther and The Marvels, which featured black and women leads respectively. May I please tell you for a minute, for like a long time, they don't have a woke strategy. They have an inclusion standards, which is we need to have underrepresented groups in these 3 out of 5 categories. That's the cast, that's the background, the studios, what do you call it? The crew, the cast and crew. They gotta have a crew, which is underrepresented groups. There's gotta be themes of underrepresentation, and underrepresented groups is open to so many things. Do they have a black agenda? No. I wish they did. I wish they literally had we need to have a black movie a year, and this is how it's gotta be. That would be like forward. That would actually do stuff. With a budget, by the way, not like the little $12 million budget here, think like a man. The 81-year-old Peltz, who was admitted never claimed to have experience in the media business, made the comments about the Marvels and Black Panther in a recent interview, and you're going to twist the words to make them seem like some racist so that by comparison you look better. You are the studio who killed the Black Panther after the first movie. You did that. That was your choice. You saw the greatest black hero ever, the most positive representation that exists for people with melanin in their skin tone, and you decided in the sequel movie that the character needs to die. Not, oh, we got to figure out how to react to Chadwick Boseman's death. Let's delay the movies. Let's plan things. Let's honor Chadwick by doing the movie he had input into the script of. No, you didn't say that. You killed the black character, the black legend, the aspirational role and role model. That's what you did. Don't try to tell me, oh, Nelson Peltz, did you hear what he just said? The 81 recent interview to the Financial Times. He says, these are his quotes, they're quoted. Why do I have to have a Marvel movie that's all women? I want to hear you elaborate on that. Now, it sounds like you're not the type of person who would ever do an all-women's movie by just that. Peltz asked rhetorically. Not that I have anything against women. I mean, that's what people say right after, but fine. That's what he says, so he's trying to defend himself. And he's hoping that the sentence before, why do I have a Marvel movie that's all women? He's hoping that would be part of this interview from Variety, but they're not. They would clip it and make it seem like you are the worst of the worst, which you're like, what, 81-year-old man. I'm not looking for progressive politics. I'm not looking for like these transformative, you know what I mean? Like the guy who had the Brooklyn Dodgers that Harrison Ford played in the movie 42. I'm not looking for that type of person from an 81-year-old. I know what I'm getting. And I'd be happy to be proven wrong, but I know what you are, Nelson Peltz, or how you are. Not that I have anything against women, but why do I have to do that? Why can't I have Marvels that are both? Why do I need an all-black cast? So I get what you're saying. You don't need to have these things. Like, you can actually have a movie with Black Panther, and it could have included Captain America. It could have included some of the Avengers, if that's what you mean. But at the same time, the celebration of they made a movie that was all black, or we made a movie that was all women, that's the media's role. The media has been doing that. They'll begin an interview. How does it feel, Denai, to be a part of this cast? How does it feel, Forrest Whitaker, after all your years, now you're on a movie, all black cast? He's like, I really felt like home, and amazing that Marvel can do that. Like, it's the perception that's what it was. At the end of the day, Ryan Coogler and Chadwick Boseman, the creative, what's his name, Joe, the writers, the director, they were focused on making the best movie that they could. And it just so happened that the media spun with everyone is black, and Marvel didn't really hide away from it. They loved that, getting that red carpet pat on the back, because the 18th movie that they put out was Black Panther, as opposed to, like, I don't know, the 4th. If you know, Power Rangers Turbo, we had Jason be the Red Ranger. I should start with, not Jason. Yeah, it was Jason. Jason was Red Ranger. Tommy was the Red Ranger. TJ. Third time around they go, well, what are we, bigots here? They got some melanin up in there. And then it took a little bit more until we got up to SPD. And there's by the time Power Rangers did their 18th Power Rangers, they had more than just one. They need to take note and realize that. And notice I'm counting the leads. Oh my God, I'm everywhere with this video. I'm everywhere with this video because I feel like people just don't understand how to empower and how to recognize the problems and recognize what to ask for, recognize what to focus on. Just because Nelson Peltz sounds like shit right here doesn't mean they're the good guys. Black Panther doesn't have an all-black cast, nor does the Marvels have an all-female cast. Shut up. Who said that? Who said that? What was your name? Todd Spangler? Shut up. Shut up. You know, there was a white guy in Black Panther. You know, there was a female in Captain Marvel 2. Black Panther starring Chadwick was a bona fide blockbuster. We know that. And he didn't say not to make a Black Panther. I bet he would tell you that's a bona fide blockbuster. It made $1.3 billion. That's why we need to have a sequel with the same character. I bet you that's what Nelson Peltz, who's just thinking about the money, would tell you. The Marvels was a flop. The earlier one made $1 billion. Bob Iger, speaking last fall at the New York Times Deal Book Summit, acknowledged that Disney production should focus on storytelling rather than advocating particular agendas. So how the hell is what Iger is saying go under the radar and Nelson Peltz is getting blasted? Creators lost sight of what their number one objective needs to be. We have to entertain first. It's not about messages. I hate this shit. I hate that shit. Because you've been doing the minimalist for black community, melanated people, descendants of the African continent that we call Africa, and then people with dark skin who've had kids. Like, those people, what have you really done for them? The messages are for literally every other kind of group where white people can still fit in and register as. That's the messages. Iger said, on that point, Peltz said in the FT interview, Forbes, whatever it was, people go to watch a movie or a show to be entertained. They don't go to get a message. He was saying, hey, yo, white people, white folks, hey, Alabama. Don't worry, guys, we're cool now. That's what he was saying. How am I not supposed to pretend that's what Bob Iger was saying? But Nelson Peltz is the big, huge, scary monster. They're both of no value to me. They're both not Byron Allen. Disney has framed the proxy vote campaign by Peltz's trained partners as driven by long-standing personal agenda. True. Harbored by former Marvel Entertainment chairman Ike Perlmutter against Iger. Train controls roughly $3 billion worth of Disney stock, 79% of which is owned by Perlmutter. Last year, Disney terminated Perlmutter's employment. As Marvel chairman, Perlmutter famously fought Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige over making Black Panther and Captain Marvel. Shout out to Kevin Feige for trying to make Black Panther and Captain Marvel, but not for his 18th movie. Maybe Ike Perlmutter made you make it the 18th, but I didn't hear Black Panther in the works in year 2008, right? It was Iron Man. Or 2012. It was the Avengers like Ant-Man and that you were trying to get on. So let's chill on it took you till 2018. Let's chill on blaming him so much for so much of the not getting Black Panther. On the belief that movies black or women-led characters would not be commercially successful until Iger intervened to overrule Perlmutter. There's data to support that, and there's data to challenge that. But we've never had a Marvel franchise of that popularity with a built-in fan base and then do a black movie with it. So to say that these movies aren't going to be commercially successful, it's not unproven. Go look at movies like Coach Carter. Go look at Barbershop 1 and 2 and look at what were the budget, what was the rewards for it. Whenever there's a huge hit movie, so think Will Smith I, Robot, you could call it a black movie. And I understand, the lead is. I would call it too. But because so many of the supporting cast unblackify it, I would still call it a black movie, but it just isn't. It's not Wakanda. In his 2019 memoir, The Ride of a Lifetime, Iger described the tensions that built up between Feige and the New York office, i.e. Perlmutter. We had a chance to make a great movie and to showcase an underrepresented segment of America. This was in 2019, he said this. That's what he's talking about. So when Nelson Peltz says that stuff, he's talking about you in your own memoir. Your own memoir. This is you. You're saying this. Talking about underrepresented groups, segment of America. All these goals were not mutually exclusive, Iger wrote. I called Ike and told them to tell his team to stop putting up roadblocks and ordered that we put Black Panther into production. Peltz asked during the FT interview if Feige should be removed as a president. I'm not ready to say that, but I question his record. I'm sort of the same way. I question his record. In a new statement Monday, Peltz's train claimed it supports Mr. Iger as a candidate for the board and as CEO, and asserted that its goal was to replace certain Disney board members with new blood. However, Trian withheld its votes for Iger's re-election to the Disney board. They're trying to shake things up over at the board. I recognize the ideological differences between these two people. But you guys, Iger, your board currently right now, with underrepresented groups being your big, wide word, you're not doing anything for me. You're not cutting the mustard. I don't care. Watch me not get canceled. The other underrepresented groups that fit under that term underrepresented have not been redlined out of communities. The struggle is not the same as people with melanin in their skin. That's the bottom line. There are unique issues and there's unique stigmas to tackle. The one that you're not singling out when you're using underrepresented groups is the one I care about the most.